Hello, everyone. Sorry for the delay. We're ready to start. So welcome to session 2 of the Quest Collective campaign, Chaos Take the World. When we last left off, our group had just arrived in the Goblin Village after finding out that their client was actually a serial killer who was after religious artifacts, and they had inadvertently given him one of Saradominist origin. Now they've come to the Goblin Village to try and stop the attempted theft of a Bandosian artifact when a bunch of cultists have decided to attack the village. And while they were trying to use the chaos to steal the artifact themselves, they found that the cultists had the same idea. And so now it's up to the gang to stop them now. So currently, it's just Clyde and Sergeant Murphy. And so we'll start off with our combat. Now we'll start off with just our two characters right now. So first up will be Clyde.
Okay, I would go to attack the nearest enemy.
All right, hold on. Let me actually measure that for you. All right, looking like cultist A. All right, go ahead. Let's see your roll though. Okay. Unfortunately, those are both misses. Is there anything you'd like to do, or anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'll end my turn.
All right. Frank's not here yet, so we're up to cultist C. The cultist would charge at the sergeant, sword raise, and go, "For Zamorak!" And he's just going to attack once. Does an 8 hit?
No, it does not.
Alright, that's a miss. As a bonus action, the cultist is going to cast Spiritual Weapon, summoning a little sword of Zamorak. And is going to use that to then attack the sergeant. Does a 13 hit?
Yes.
Alrighty, and the damage for that is... You take 9 damage.
I got the reaction thing. Is it a bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage?
No, it's force damage.
Ah, rough. All right.
Oh, yeah,
9 damage, you said?
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Alright, now I'll end the cultist's turn. Cultist B, and he proceeds to attack Clyde. Does a 19 hit?
Yeah, it hits.
Alright, so you take 6 slashing damage and 7 necrotic damage for a total of 13.
Dang.
Alright, now it's Cultist's A turn. Okay, that's a 22. I'm gonna guess that also hits then.
Yes.
That's another 13 damage. You good?
No, I am
my
not.
only back. He killed my only backup.
Oh shoot. Alright, Okay, wait. So hold on. You're at 0 HP now.
Yeah, I have 25. I took 13 and 13.
Ooh. Okay. I'm sorry. I think I must have picked the wrong enemies for this encounter. All right.
It's all good.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and roll your first. Okay. We'll wait till your next turn to roll the death saving throw. But Sergeant, you see Clyde fall to the ground, pretty badly hurt. It's now your turn.
Okay. Which one's in front of me? I'm gonna punch them. I don't know which
All
one
right.
that is.
That's Cultist C. So go ahead and punt.
All right. Oh. Okay. 18.
That's a hit.
18. All right. 8
All right.
damage.
Very nice. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
Yep. I got a bonus punch. Hit again.
Whoa, whoa.
I'll strike off. 13. That hit.
Sadly, no. Yes, it does. Thank you. All right. Yep. Go ahead. Roll damage again. Another 8. Very nice for a total of 16. Wait. Is that the end of your turn?
Be like, oh, advertisement kid. I thought you were better than that. And then I'll end up turning again.
All right. As we go to the next round, you guys hear somebody loudly stomping from inside the general's hut as a large orc emerges. And I'll let said orc introduce themselves.
As you guys see, you start hearing the loud stomping. You see this orc just swings open the door aggressively as behind her are the two goblin generals just looking a bit surprised. Don't know if anybody can hear me. Can anybody hear me? Hello? Oh, no, I don't think they can. Sorry, Discord. Alright, sorry, I was actually talking and I didn't realize I had myself muted. The entire stream heard me, but not you guys.
Dang it, David. All right.
I'll start, don't worry, I'll start again. So, as you guys hear the loud stomping on the ground, you eventually look to where the source is, and you see the door from the general's hut swing open with the two generals just behind this 7-foot tall, pure muscled female orc holding her stoned battle axe that you could see that seems to have spray painted red, but deep crimson red, as she's looking a bit aggressive and looks over around seeing all of this fighting and goes, "I was sleeping!" As she goes, through her head, she doesn't know who the enemy is, but seeing these weird figured individuals, the only thing she could do is assume that these individuals surrounding Clyde are the attackers. So she'll go on ahead and rushes over and swing at that one right there. Yes, right there. And let's see. I roll. Oh,
That's a hit.
Yeah, just to say it out loud for the people, I roll a 16 and that's a hit. All right, so she goes on ahead and gives a great swing. That was a natural max hit, so that's a 17 in total.
Okay then.
And that, I think that is all I can do. Let me check my bonus action. By the way, yes, this is me, the Dungeon Master from the first campaign. I thought maybe I could come back as a good old player for a bit. So let's see. Yeah, there is nothing else I can do now, so I'll end my turn there. Not enraged yet. I'm not entering rage or anything. I'm just still normal.
All right. So now it goes to Clyde's turn. So Clyde, go ahead and roll your death saving throw. Alright, that's a fail. So we'll wait for another time to try and get that. If anyone would like to give him a healing potion, that would be great, but I have a feeling only Luke brought healing potions.
Yeah, I didn't even buy any.
This is why I asked if you wanted to.
I didn't want to spend money on not alcohol.
Understandable. Anyway, Cultist C proceeds to attack you again. I take it at 20 hits.
Yep, that definitely hits me.
Alright, so you take 6 slashing damage.
Well, I'm gonna, since it's slashing damage, I'm gonna do my reaction then.
Very well.
Deflect attack. And how do I do this again?
I'm sorry, but is it me or am I not here? Is Sergeant's microphone acting up?
Yeah, it's a little staticky, but I mean,
Okay.
he's on the Xbox controller, so that's probably why.
I just wanted to make
yeah.
sure. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because I'm now using my normal hearing aids filter, so I might have to switch real quick. So continue.
So you managed to reduce it to 0, so I think that means you get to reflect the damage back at him. So go ahead and roll your martial arts die.
It's direct.
Ooh, that's a biggin. As you do that, you more or less deflect the cultist's blade right back at him and proceed to impale him through the throat, killing him.
As I do that, I look at the thing and go, "That's a giant goblin. I ain't never seen one there."
The cultist sputters and gags as he coughs up blood and falls to the ground dead, completely unable to comment on your observation. Now cultist speed turns, and seeing that Clyde's on the ground and the giant orc in his way, he proceeds to go after her. And attacks. Does a 12 hit?
It does not. It does not.
Alright, that's a miss. We now go to Cultist A's turn try again. And a 9 definitely won't hit, so that ends there. It's now Sergeant Murphy's turn.
It's my turn again.
Yes.
Okay. I need to get to the one standing in front of Clyde. How far is that? How do I look at that?
There's a little ruler on the little sidebar, but I can tell you right now. It's 20 feet.
I'm pretty sure I can. Yeah, I can easily get to him.
Alright, go
And
ahead
then
and
I'm
attack.
going to attack him. Rolling. Does an 11 hit?
Badly, no.
Okay, well, I'm going to use my bonus action to attack again. And
And that is not a hit.
definitely does not hit.
Alright.
That's a nat 1.
Yep. Alright. I take it that's the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Alright, now we're back to the giant orc.
DM, real quick. Did Sergeant say he was moving to the one closer to Clyde?
Yeah, he's currently trying to attack. He was currently trying to attack Cultist A.
Just letting you know, yeah, because I don't think his token was moved unless that's my fault. I'm just trying to make sure people at home, because I'm the one behind the stream hosting, so I want to make sure you all at least see everything properly.
Yeah,
My
I
token
moved
was moved.
Yeah, it might just be your screen hasn't updated yet.
It could be. All right. Yeah, no. Okay, I see the problem. I found the problem. Okay. The problem was me. It was always me.
God damn it. All right, what do you want to do for your turn then?
All right. So, let's see. So same person, same target. Actually, am I don't know if I have this ability yet. Let me hold up because I want to try to cleave. Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. So I want to cleave. I want to use the cleave action on my great axe to basically hit. Basically once per turn, if you hit a creature with a melee attack using a great axe, you can make another melee attack when it is against a second creature within 5 feet of the first creature. So obviously the same target, I'm gonna swing it as a cleave. Oh, that was horrible.
That's a miss.
Finally I rolled horrible. All right, so that's a miss. So with that miss there, I guess that doesn't hit, which means the other one doesn't hit. And yeah, I'll end my turn there. Basically just focusing on the two that are attacking me. Like just not in rage, but just like.
Gotcha. All right, so we're back to Clyde. So Clyde, go ahead and roll your next Death saving throw. All right, so just as a heads up to y'all, these were challenge rating 2 enemies, and I'm gonna be honest, the damage on them is a little bit too much. Ooh, that's a pass. Congratulations. All right, 2 more of those and you're back up. All right. Now we're up to Frank, who finally is able to join the fray.
Hello there. Yeah, I would like to just let me see my movement. I have 30 feet. How far is that?
I'll just put you there just to see you there. So start from there and then start figuring out your movement.
Alright, so I would just like to go next to Mr. Clyde. And use the help action.
Oh.
So wait, no, I'm stupid. Not help. If I could do like a medicine check to help him get up.
Sure, go ahead and roll medicine then.
Alright. Hopefully something good. Okay.
Alright, that's decent. You managed to stabilize him a bit from his wounds. You see that the dagger's cut pretty deep earlier. With your help, Clyde, please add 1 more success to your death saving throws. Is there anything else you want to do, Frank?
Not really. Maybe use my bonus action to get to use steady aim, which gives me advantage. Oh, it's not into next. Don't worry about it. My bad. There is nothing I want to do.
Okay. So we'll just go to Cultist B and A then, and they'll just both attack the giant orc that you now are able to see is currently being very pissed off at them. Not quite rage yet, but very angry. Alright, a 7 doesn't hit. Does a 21 hit?
That it does, yes.
Alright, you take 6 slashing damage and 3 necrotic damage.
6 and 3. All right.
Alright, now it's the sergeant's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna try to hit the same guy again.
Get him right in the kisser.
I'm trying. 11.
That is unfortunately a miss.
Okay, gonna bonus on arm strike. 15.
There you go.
And then I.
Alright, that's 8 damage there.
That'll be the end of my turn.
He's looking pretty badly hurt. Alright, now to the orc.
I basically will try to do the same thing with the cleave attack on the original enemy that she was facing. So let's hope this works again. 16.
That does hit this time.
Right. So just to make sure, the thing says I have to make a second attack, right?
Yeah, so you'll make a separate attack on the other enemy.
Alright, so the first one hit on that one. Second enemy takes a 21.
Yep, that's also a hit, so roll damage twice. Or no, does it say you roll damage once?
Yeah, it's just 1 damage. Alright, so that is a 10 slashing damage.
As you bring your axe down, you proceed to decapitate Cultist A, and Cultist B proceeds to take a big hit to the chest from that.
Alright. After that, she looks over and she goes, "Weakness. I kill weakness."
On that note, is that the end of your turn?
Yes, that is the end of my turn. Nothing else I can do.
Alright, Clyde, go ahead and roll your next death saving throw. Hell yeah! Alright, that's a natural 20. Clyde, you are back up at 1 HP. It was a close call, but you managed to recover.
Jeez, I really should not be doing that if I want to keep my sponsors.
Alright, is there anything you want to do, or do you just want to catch your breath for right now?
Probably just catch my breath. Or wait, hold. Can I do second wind?
Yes, you may. Nice. You recover 8 HP.
It says 1d10 plus 3, so do I just put
Okay.
11 then? Or?
Yes. I'm actually surprised it didn't give you just the option to roll the whole thing. Normally second wind usually has that. Or maybe I'm misremembering. Either way, yeah, you recover 11.
Nice. I'll probably just end it there for now then.
Very nice. Alright, Frank, it's back to you.
Hell yeah. So I would like to. I would like to use the bonus action Steady Aim, which gives me advantage on my next attack roll on this turn if I don't move. So I'm gonna do that. And fuck, that guy died. Well, I'm not gonna use Steady Aim then. I'm just gonna go past towards that guy, and just. Oh, I don't even need the advantage because sneak attack is when there's an ally with them. Should I consider the giant pissed off orc an ally?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna attack with my scimitar at the guy.
Nice.
Okay, I reckon that hits. I rolled the wrong damage, my bad. I rolled a dagger instead of scimitar. Okay, that's a 10 plus 9 because of sneak attack.
Very nice. Anything else you'd like to do?
No sir.
Alright, Cultist Beast glances at this to his left, to his right, sees that he's currently in between a rock and a hard place, and decides to attack the orc again. Which is a miss. So then he uses his bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon. So you see a vicious curved dagger, and he uses it to attack the orc again. And that is also a miss. All right, Sergeant, it's your turn.
Can I reach him if I stand on the dead guy's body?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna stand on him and roll for attack. 22 hit.
That is a hit.
5 damage.
Excellent. Anything else?
Yep, I got a second attack inbound. Does a 12 hit?
Sadly, no.
Okay, well, before I do that, though, I say to the others, and be cautious. This big old goblin might turn on us after this.
As it is the big old goblin's next turn, any response, or are you too pissed off to even notice him?
Probably doesn't even notice him. Just focused on the one thing still trying to attack me pathetically.
Very well. What would you like to do?
Give me one moment. Let me see if I have anything else to do aside from. All right. She just goes on ahead and just does the normal. Yeah, I have nothing else except for graveling. But she goes on ahead and she swings her axe at him once again, decapitating him, or just like, not probably like diagonally, just to get him on the like on the neck, and then try to get a clean cut on him. So let's see if that works. Let's see. Where's my... There you are. Here's another roll. A 18.
Roll damage.
Here we go. A 12 slashing damage.
Yes, as you cut diagonally, at first your blade goes clean through, but he taps his chest a little bit, like, huh? And then you start seeing that his body starts sliding to the side and just collapses over, ending the fight there.
As that happens, she just looks at him, puts her axe over her shoulder, and goes, and then looks at the rest of you now, just wondering if you're allies or enemies.
Anyone would like to respond to the giant goblin?
Stand down, giant goblin. We ain't here for you. We're here for that mace.
Alright, she looks over to you now and goes, "Who you calling goblin? Me, orc."
I ain't never known no orc. I never seen one.
That is not my problem or fault. Fault belongs to Fairy Godfather.
Fairy Godfather? What is this goblin talking about? I looked to the others.
Don't look at me, I know nothing of this.
Yeah, I got no clue either.
If y'all would like, go ahead and roll a history check to see if maybe you can think of anything that might hint at what the orc is referring to. That is a natural 20 from the sergeant.
That it is.
Well, Sergeant, as you try to think back to it, you remember in one of your drunken stupors some farmers complaining about how the fairies are normally in charge of keeping crops healthy and happy, and yet things have gone south for quite some time. Some saying that the fairy godmother is missing. From this, you can probably determine that the fairy godfather is potentially her replacement. Now, sorry, the fairy queen, not godmother, my bad. The fairy queen is missing, and so this fairy godfather must be her replacement. You also can probably guess that, from the sounds of it, this orc really doesn't like him. So he doesn't seem to. So depending on how you feel about this orc, he might be a good guy or he might be a bad guy. Up to you to decide that.
So you hate fairies. Does that mean you hate food? I asked the goblin.
I do not. I'm sorry. Me no care about fairies. Me only care about Big High War God Bandos teaching.
Then what's that got to do with the Godfather?
You no see orc because Godfather take them to moon.
Wait, what?
I'm just laughing right now. I just realized that that's probably the stupidest thing anybody heard in character. And she goes, moon.
That-
She points up.
Sergeant, I think this green big goblin might be a kind of, let's just say, not right in the head, if you know what I mean.
I think we should back away slowly and grab the mace.
As you turn around, you see that the mace is missing.
While we were talking to this crazy goblin, it appears someone took the mace.
As you say that, the goblin generals, and now that you've had a second to actually look at them, you see one's got a warty face, the other one's got a bent nose. I wonder what their names are. They both look in disbelief, go, "Mace missing! Where Mace go?" Then they turn to you guys and go, "You steal Mace!"
Well, look
Oh.
at me. I don't have nothing. Like, I don't have anything on me that resembles a mace.
Tricksy humans. Obrock, kill them.
She says, looking at them for a moment, and goes, "No, they fight against these." She says, pointing at the corpse that she horribly mutilated, and goes, "Me guess they steal the mage."
Stupid Zimzams. Always stealing our stuff. Whoever steal, probably go to temple nearby. Obrock, go recover Mace. Take humans with you. They maybe do something. And you, shiny human. He points to Clyde. You look shit. Drink this, and he proceeds to hand you a potion before he and the other general return back to the hut.
She is told this by the general. She looks over to the rest of you and goes, she growls, and she just goes, "One rule, sorry, one rule only. Strongest rule. You stay out my way, I stay out your way. No interfere to killing."
You can kill anyone you want, if it's not us, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable, all things considered.
I ain't arguing with no crazy goblin.
And she looks over, she goes, "And remember, me is orc, not goblin. Call me goblin again, I teach you difference."
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, after that, she goes on ahead and she just grabs one of the goblins nearby, proceeds to just rip one of their cloth from them, from their armor, and just proceeds to wipe the blood off her.
We ready to move?
I am ready always.
Would Hobrock know where the temple is?
Yeah, it's just the north.
Uh,
Never eat soggy northwest.
Alright, so she goes on ahead and she goes, I know where temple is. Follow me. And she starts, with not caring if anybody is just slow behind her, she just starts walking straight to the temple.
I follow her, but keep your distance, boys.
Yes,
Agreed.
All right, as you guys make your way to the northwest, it doesn't take too long for you guys to reach the Chaos Temple. As you get there, though, you notice that it's eerily quiet. You would think that for a temple devoted to Zamorak, especially after stealing an artifact from the Bandosians, you'd think there would be some kind of, defense or something, but it's quiet. Too quiet. What would you guys like to do?
I don't know, guys. This looks kind of shady. I'm go ahead and try to investigate. If I don't come back in like a few minutes, just I don't know. I probably died, you know.
We'll
You will be
remember
missed.
your sacrifice.
Hobrock just stands there, letting you guys do what you need to do before, she can continue.
All right, so how would you like to investigate, Frank?
Well, first of all, I would like to sneak in there.
Okay, go ahead and roll stealth. You are like the shadows, creeping in with ever increasing ease, but as you enter the temple itself, outside a jug of wine on a little countertop and the altar to Zamorak, there's no one there. The place, at the very least, looks abandoned. If you'd like to look further, go ahead and roll investigation.
Yeah, I would like to investigate if there's any like trapdoors, and I'm probably blind.
Yeah, you probably should stop wearing that cosmetic eye patch. You can't find anything. Instead, your investigation only really just brings you back to the jug of wine.
I look at the jug of wine. Is there some wine in it?
Yes, but there's something about it that smells different from the usual wine. Go ahead and roll either religion or nature.
Both are shit, so religion.
That's a very nice roll. Wish you got that for your investigation. But because with that 19, you can tell this is actually a wine of Zamorak, a special wine that's mostly used by herbalists and Zamorakians for various rituals. It's not something that's drinkable in the typical sense, not by itself. And you also know that stealing it from a temple of Zamorak might not be the best idea.
Well, I wasn't planning to do that. I'ma just go outside and just tell them that it's okay.
All right, you guys get the all clear from Frank, so you can feel free to enter the temple and start looking around.
I would do just that.
All right,
Once
as you
I-
guys,
Okay, I was
sorry,
gonna
after
say,
you.
Once I enter, my eyes lock with the wine, and I approach it.
Is anyone going to stop him, or will he suffer the wrath of Zamorak?
Sarge, no!
I got a hankering.
Hobrock just stays there because she probably would know, considering that there has been several thieves attempting to do this before. So she just stays there just to watch the action unfold.
You green fucking big orc. Stop him before he gets fucking killed.
Fine. She walks over to him very slowly because she wants to laugh. She goes, "Stop, human. No, don't."
I'd start chugging it if no one actually restrained me.
As you try to pick it up, quickly roll me a wisdom save.
Okay. 16.
As you, how are you a monk with a negative wisdom modifier? God damn, that alcoholism is doing a number on you, isn't it?
Yes,
As you
it is.
touch the wine, you feel burning all over you. You feel the displeasure of Zamorak. And you take you take 8 fire damage, just barely withstanding the burning. The burning you feel? It is shame.
I like to drink it.
As you manage to just barely lift up and get a little bit a sip of it, as soon as it touches your tongue, you're like, this tastes like vinegar. And not in the good way. Do you wish to continue?
This tastes like vinegar, not alcohol. I'd chuck it.
As you do, where do you chuck it?
Chuck it onto the floor.
As you chuck it onto the floor and the wine starts to pour away, a few moments later, a new jug of wine appears on the table.
Infinite alcohol, only if it tasted good.
Anyone want to respond to whatever the hell the sergeant just did?
Her reaction is the moment that he grabbed the wine and felt the slight burn and punishment from Zamorak, she just lets out a small chuckle.
While that's happening,
Sorry.
everyone... Oh, sorry. After you.
Oh, all Clyde would say is, Sergeant, I think you should probably source your alcohol in a little better place than this, random crypt.
I source it where I can get it.
Quickly for everyone in the room, please roll me a perception check. You are freaking blind, Frank. God damn it. How does the guy who is missing an eye do better than you?
Sorry, what do you, is everybody needs to roll something?
Yeah, perception, but Clyde just got a natural 20, so very nice. Once
Oh.
A
you
net
roll,
1 and natural 20. Perfectly balanced.
as all things should be.
Just because I want to see what I get.
Yeah, so Frank, Sergeant, and Hobrock, y'all don't see shit. But Clyde, as the wine starts spreading around the floor, you hear a dripping sound. And if you turn your head toward the dripping sound, you see that the wine isn't going over this one tile, as I said, seemingly going underneath it.
That seems strange. Clyde would go over to try to investigate the tile.
As you do, you notice that it can be lifted up. Would you like to lift it up?
Yes.
As you do, you find a trap door, and with it a ladder. The wine is dripping down, and you can hear it goes not too far down, but like a decent 6 feet or so.
I would try to look to the others and gain their attention, and I would just say, "Hey, Sergeant found a trap door inadvertently through his wine. I suppose his alcoholism has some benefits. I would suggest that we go down there."
I think we should, yeah.
My alcoholism ain't never been a problem, and now it's the solution. I'd head towards the trapdoor.
All right, Hobrock, do you want anything else, or you just want to go down?
Like if there is nothing else in the room that would catch Hobrock interest, she would just go down since they found a trapdoor.
All right. So then as you guys are heading down the trap door, you find yourselves in a dimly lit corridor. It's a straight shot, and if you follow it, you then start to smell blood, and quite a bit of it. Eventually, you start to see dead bodies, but they're dead Zamarakian monks that Hobrock, you know, are the ones who are usually upstairs in the temple.
She looks at them as she's walking, goes, These Zimzam, sorry, these Zimzam, they supposed to be upstairs. Here, down here, they die. Why? She says as she's just walking over them, not caring what she steps on, but she's looking at them like, does she see like any visible wounds on them to like determine what killed them?
You can see that they're bleeding from behind, and if you gently nudge one over, you see that they all have stab wounds in their backs as though somebody killed them instantly with a simple backstab.
They died coward way out. They died the cowardly way. Backstabbed. Whoever up ahead, they coward and weaklings.
Do you guys want to keep pressing forward, or is there anything you'd like to investigate?
I'm good to keep going.
Yeah, me too.
Same here.
All right, as you keep going forward, you eventually approach a slightly ajar door. You see a brighter light is peering through it, and you can actually hear a pair of voices from inside. Do you guys want to just storm in? Do you want to listen in?
Frank is gonna
So
try
she
to-
hears the voices inside.
Yeah, you hear voices, but until you start to actually focus them, you can't hear what they say just yet. Frank, what were you gonna do?
try to listen to them.
All right. Anyone else want to do anything else before I tell Frank what he hears?
Yeah, for now, Harbrock just gets in a position to kick the door down, but she waits to let Frank hear it in before she kicks his head through the door.
All right, so unless anyone wants to do anything else, Frank starts to hear the voices. First, he hears one particular voice going, "Master Moloch, what has happened to the monks? Surely whoever did this will be punished." And then you hear another voice go, "No, don't worry, they will be punished. But first, did you retrieve the mace?" "Yes, my lord. Here it is." You hear the mace get picked up, and then you hear this, "You friggin' idiot. This is just a piece of junk. This isn't what we're after. Lord Moloch, get rid of him." What do you... And then you hear just the sound of something, of a blade entering flesh, and then the collapsing of a body. Then you hear a seemingly familiar voice, but you don't know from where. "Well, that was a waste of time. Any luck on acquiring the Codex Maledictum?" "No, number 4. These monks unfortunately left no hints on how to undo the seals. And I think we're also down one Bandosian artifact. The master will not be pleased." "Oh, come now. No need to be such a downer. More than likely they'll appear sooner or later. Come, let's investigate something else. Leave this room to its machinations." "No. If what that one reported earlier is true, those idiots you hired before are here. We can't just leave them alone." And quickly, Frank, roll stealth for me. Very nice. The other voice is silent for a little bit before going, "Yes, you're probably right. Still, we'd best make our escape." And then you start hearing them walking away. Anyone want to do anything?
It does.
I signal with my hands to fucking I forgot the name, to the big orc. Like kick it in, kick it in.
Sorry, could you repeat that? You what?
Kick, kick, kick.
As he says that, she quickly, no hesitation, no pause, just boom, a strong forward kick through the door, either destroying it or like busting it open.
You send the fucking door off its hinges and into the nearby wall. The two figures turn to look at you. Both of them are dressed in Zamorakian cultist robes. One has his hood down, and you see a tattoo shaped like a bull's head on his face. He looks at you guys with confusion and disgust. The other is still hooded, but as he sees you, he smiles. A rather familiar smile, but you don't know from where. He then spreads his arm out and says, "Welcome, welcome. I assume you're here to stop us?"
I want artifact back!
Did you hear that, Moloch? She wants the mace back. Of course she does. The Zamorakian picks up the nearby mace and throws it over to Hobrock.
She grabs it, looks at them, looks at the group and goes, "Mission done." She goes to turn around and starts walking away.
Well, sir, from what I heard from your conversation, it appears you're the one who hired us before, aren't you?
Good memory. It's lovely to see you again, Mr. Frank. How's the adventuring life treating you?
Way better than the ship.
Yeah, it's good to see you as well, Mr. Christensen. Sergeant Murphy. I assume Mr. Raven is somewhere in the back.
I'm gonna take it the mace is worthless.
Oh yes, it's just a piece of junk, not quite what my associate and I are looking for.
Hearing the conversation, she stops midway from the walking away. Like she's probably just behind the group, looking like confused, like they know each other. Like she's trying to process what's going on for a minute, like wondering if they had a history or anything, and she just stays there. The moment she hears the mace is worthless, she starts examining it. I guess the better question to ask the DM is, to her, hearing that the mace is worthless, what does she see on the mace now? Like, does she know the metal of it or the design?
Well, she can tell that it's, since you're Bandosian, you know it's made of Warforged bronze. It's definitely an artifact from the early God Wars, and you remember the generals being very excited when they dug it up from a nearby dig site. But as far as you know, off the top of your head, it's just an ancient artifact from the Bandosian past. If you really want to see if it's like worth anything or not, roll religion with advantage since you are Bandosian.
Oh, she is 100%. Oh, 100% pure-blooded Bandosian. She will follow that to heart. So I have a negative modifier, so let's see if advantage works well.
All right. With that 12, you can tell that while it might have some historical relevance, and a mace is the holy weapon of Bandos, as far as you can tell, it could just be an old weapon. You don't really know fully if it has some religious significance. It's just it is slightly bent and definitely has seen better days. But you have a feeling that, at least for the people who stole it, it doesn't quite meet their needs.
So then she just looks at it, a bit disappointed that it's not magical in a way, but she basically just stays there and just puts it she puts it away like somewhere within her buckle, just so it could just be sheathed right there, probably a little bit behind her pouch, or her large pouch, and just stays there and just to listen to the conversation.
The hooded figure that resumes speaking and says, "So, what do I owe the pleasure of your presence here? Have you come looking for another job? Because I definitely have something if you're interested."
Is it to again find a artifact that you will later use to, I don't know, destroy the world or something?
Destroy the world. The figure laughs a bit. His compatriot with the bull face tattoo is just shaking his head. Number 4. You really left some loose ends. Well, to be fair, they're just underlings. Rookie adventurers. Killing them would have been a waste. But allow me to assure you, Frank, destroying the world is the least of our plans. No, we have much loftier goals in mind. Of course, I can't tell you that. But you are correct, it is related to another artifact. Actually, one in this very room, and potentially one that is still in the Goblin Village.
You mean the, I don't know, what did I hear before? Something about the codex here and the mace in the village?
The mace we thought would have been of some kind of connection to Bandos. Unfortunately, it's just an old mace. Not quite what we're looking for. We are looking for something of more religious significance. Potentially maybe a symbol of Bandos itself or something else. Made of the same material at least.
Ah, I don't know what you're talking about then. So, in this room, what do you need to find here?
Not so much find, it is unlock. And then he motions over to a door on the other side with various markings and symbols along it. Behind it is the Codex Maledictus, an ancient Zamorakian codex that supposedly held every former pact that the Chthonian demons had on the Avernic demons back when Zamorak freed it. Legend and whatnot. Supposedly it is where, with the help of Yama, a powerful Zamorakian demon, Zamorak annulled all Chthonian contracts between them and the Avernics to free them from their imprisonment. Supposedly. Whether it is or not is of a different matter. This is just one of the several temples that could potentially have it. The bull-faced is just shaking his head. Do you really think they're so stupid to fall for that? If they came all the way here, number 4, they probably already know what's going on.
Halbrock, after hearing all that, just looks confused, trying to put together what the hell is a Chthonian demon, the hell is a contract have to do with Zamorak, and she's like just trying to you see her with her finger just trying to add things together.
You're confusing a goblin. Now, I don't mean to pry, but it sounds like no one should have that codex. It probably should stay lost.
Perhaps, but truth be told, it's a bunch of annulled contracts. You see, those contracts have no significant value. They no longer bind the demons in mind. So technically speaking, while it will be of interest to Zamorakians to study and whatnot, it's not that dangerous compared to, say, an artifact known as the Book of Vile and whatnot. Something lost to time now.
Truth be told, I don't know if I really trust you with any sort of artifact. I don't know if your intentions are that good.
Oh, that hurts, Mr. Christensen. That hurts very deeply. I thought we had gained mutual trust over our past relationship. What a shame.
Halbrock snaps out of it for a minute and goes, "Wait, you want to steal artifact in Goblin Village still?"
Well, given the fact that the mace was the one on the plinth, I have a feeling that your friends in the village aren't that interested in what we're after.
"Then I stop you," she says, walking forward a bit, holding her great axe in 2 hands now. "You know steal artifact."
Oh, really? How very, very interesting. Before you start chopping and cutting, let me just say, if you give us the artifact and just give us a moment with it, we'll give it right back. Scout's honor.
Can she tell if he's lying or being honest?
Roll insight for me.
Insight, insight, insight. Negative modifier. This is gonna be fun.
Let the games begin.
A 7.
You can't tell shit. He could be lying, he could be telling the truth, but because the fact that his face is still covered by the hood, the smile, the tone of voice, you can't tell what he's thinking. You can't even discern his intentions. What you can tell, though, is that something isn't quite right about him.
She looks at him and she looks at the group and goes, "He crazy. Do you trust him?"
Not really.
No, not at all, actually.
Yeah, I've seen my fair share of rotten apples, and I can tell this one's gonna spoil the bunch.
She nods and goes, "Answer is no."
Oh, well, I guess we'll just pack up our things, go home and whatnot. Oh, do me just one favor, Miss Giant Orc. Kneel. And give me a wisdom save, Hobrock.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. You planned for this. You knew I was gonna have a fucking negative modifier.
Well, to be fair, the spell I was thinking of...
God damn it, a 1. It was
Wow. Yes, as he says those words, you feel magic overwhelm you, and that's yeah, okay, you almost got a 0 there. I didn't think that'd be possible for a roll, but you feel compelled by magic to kneel down.
Well, actually, I got a 2. It was a negative 1, so it was a 1 in total. I mean, but okay.
Yeah, you were almost a 0, but...
Yeah. So as that happens, she basically just growls, and she tries to fight it at first, as you can see her muscles flinch before she starts kneeling very slowly, as the magic managed to overwhelm her pretty easily.
I so dislike having to do that. Frankly, I prefer just a quick stab in the back, he says as a dagger slips out of his sleeve and he twirls it around in his hand. You can tell that it's covered in blood, is covered in fresh blood. But so be it. May as well just save some trouble. Now, allow me to fully say what we want to do with the artifacts is of little consequence to the rest of you. We just want the artifacts, and if we get them, you'll get them back. It's that simple. In fact, if you help us get both the Bandosian artifact and the Codex, well, I am obliged to pay you for all your hard work. I know you can't trust me, but perhaps money might ameliorate that feeling.
This ain't a problem of money. I reckon this is a problem more of what you're gonna do with the artifacts, like I don't know, extract some power from them or something like that.
What do you think, Moloch? Should I tell them? Tell them nothing. The Master has no need for them to get involved any further. True, and more than likely, I know who sent them on this little quest. It was that old dog, Sir Tiffy. Ah, quite the opponent, him. I've longed to sink my blade into his flesh and watch the light leave his eyes. He's been on my tail for quite some time. Well, I guess we are at an impasse. You don't wish to help us get the artifacts? What a shame. Well, I guess we'll just leave things here. We have no need to waste our time or our lives on you 4 or 5, however many out there you are. So I guess we'll just be going now. And you see that the guy with the bull face is starting to get ready to teleport. Do you guys want to do anything to try and stop them?
At this moment, I really can't, but all I can do as a reaction is just continue to growl at the fact that I'm kneeling and basically just trying to get up, but still can't.
I'd say if that orc. Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I'd say if that orc couldn't do anything against him, I doubt we would fare much better.
Yeah, we can't do anything against these guys, so.
Leave for now, Mr. Rotten Apple. But know this, we ain't gonna stop looking for them artifacts.
Very well. I guess it's a race then to see who can get them all. Good luck, lady and gentlemen. And then they both teleport away, leaving you guys alone in the room. As they leave Hobrock, you feel the spell disappear, and you can freely move again.
As that happens, she just gets up quickly and she's fuming. You guys could see her muscles just tense up, and she's gripping her stone axe tightly, and she goes, "I killed them horribly."
I don't think you can do that, but you can try.
This fucking power might be a problem for you.
Well, the good thing is I probably know where the artifact in the Goblin Village is. It's right here in my pocket, maybe. And I take the symbol I found at the old altar.
Then we go to village and let them know, and take artifact for safekeeping.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on returning the artifact anyways. You can have the mace, though.
Did you guys want to leave now, or did you want to investigate this room and whatnot?
I'll take a look around.
As you do, you see that it's just simply like a secret little bunker of sorts. Monks might have probably used this if the temple was ever attacked and they needed to get to safety. But as you're looking around, your eyes are invariably drawn to the intricate door that number 4, or the hooded figure, as you were, was constantly pointing to. You see various symbols of Zamorak and different kinds of demonic writing on it. It's very eye-catching, if anything.
Can I investigate that any further?
Yeah, go ahead and roll either investigation or religion. You can tell it's Zamarakian, but with just a 6, you can't really glean much else. Do you happen to know Infernal?
No, I do not.
Alright, then you can't figure out anything of what it says. As far as you can tell, it's a cool Zamarakian door. But sadly, that's about it.
Anyone here speak Infernal?
I don't.
I don't either.
And for who now?
Yeah, that's about what I expected from the orc. Can I attempt to write down the stuff that's on the door?
Sure. How drunk are you right now?
At this point, I haven't had a drink in a long time. I'm getting the
Alright,
shakes.
Yeah. Thankfully, because you are sober, you can relatively read the writing, and you're able to copy it down as best you can.
I'll keep a copy of this in case we run into anyone that can speak Infernal. I'd put that in my
That's actually a
bag.
pretty smart idea.
What do you mean pretty smart? I'm a sergeant in arms. I'm intelligent. I say as I pull out some alcohol and start drinking it.
Clyde would just laugh a little bit at that.
All right, so I assume you guys are ready to head back to the Goblin Village.
Yeah. I was busy doing something real quick, but I wanted to say that Hara will probably be ahead of the group. While they're investigating, she would have just went to Goblin Village.
All right. So, yeah, so you guys make it back to Goblin Village relatively quickly, and the generals are there waiting for the mace to be returned.
So as she goes, she arrives to the general's hut. She goes, "Me," and speaking in goblin, so I can give myself a rest from sounding like a dumb orc. She goes, in goblin, "I found the mace, but there's a problem. This is not one they want."
The generals look at each other and respond back in Goblin. What do you mean this isn't what they want? They stealed it. What do they want then?
They want one like that, same metal, same design, but has Bandos symbol on it.
Feh. Humans and their stupid need to steal our stuff. Whatever.
I also demand I take that artifact. That is important to them. They might try steal it. Other humans, they decided to make a race.
Feh. Very well. Are you going with these humans here? And they decide to, and they motion to the party behind you.
And she looks back and she goes, "Unfortunately."
Very well, Hobrock. You've done well. We'll keep Mace here. At the very least, keep appearances going. Go in big high war, God's name.
Alright. After that, I don't think there's anything else I can say. Unless, hold up. Oh yeah, didn't she, I did say, remind me, because, like I said, I was doing something real quick for my daughter. Didn't I say during the conversation in the temple dungeon that I was gonna get the mace from the Goblin Village to be able to safekeep it?
You definitely took the mace, but the mace isn't what they were after.
No, yeah, no, not the mace. I didn't mean the mace that I had on me. I meant the mace that they were after, or the artifact they were after.
But the artifact they're after, at least Frank thinks it's the one he has, which is a symbol of Bandos from an altar.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I wanted to make sure. Okay. So with that, she just keeps the. After that, yeah, she turns around and she goes. I explained to Goblin generals. They a bit annoyed with dumb humans stealing wrong artifact. Now I join you to race with other dumb humans, with dumb human to help you dumb humans.
Alright,
What
first of
we
all,
said
I
to the
ain't
guy.
dumb.
Sorry, but both of you were talking at the same time.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, don't worry. I guess the largest one I heard was Sergeant. What was that?
What you said to the goblins. You unfortunately gotta join us. As you said.
She looks at all of you and remind me. You're all not taller than 6 feet, right? You're like shorter than 6 feet.
Yep, I guess.
Except Luke. I think Luke's 7 foot, isn't he?
I think Luke is a little bit taller, but right now he's not here. So then she looks at you all and she goes, yes, that word. I have to say it because you all look weak.
Talk from a giant goblin. But regardless, you are welcome to join us if you can follow instructions.
And Frank, you were also wanted to say something else that I'm guessing responds to calling you dumb human also?
Yeah, we ain't fucking dumb, man.
She responds with, to be seen. As she looks over to the rest of you a little bit more, just to kind of like not size up, but just trying to like get an understanding of what you guys are in terms of preferences in combat. Before she goes, what is plan? Sorry, what is plan? We go hunt for other artifact now?
Yep, I guess.
Mentioned other Zamarakian temples where that codex might be. That might be a place to start.
I don't know if Hobrock would know, considering how long she's been on Gielinor.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have any idea where you want to go next?
Hell no.
We should find some Zamarakians to see if we can get them to divulge where different temples are. Wait, ain't they a temple of them Zammies in Varrock? I
Yes.
look towards I look towards Clyde because I remember he's from Varrock.
Sorry, then ignore my yes. Go ahead, Clyde.
Yeah, I think there is. I mean, that'd probably be a decent place to start.
No plan.
All right. Do you guys know how to get to Varrock from here?
You know, I would say Hobrock does, because she has traveled, but okay, so she would know the city, but not the name. Somebody would have to. Actually, let me do it in character. This Varrock. What does city look like? Anybody can answer that?
Let Clyde.
Probably, yeah.
Not too good at describing. It's where I grew up and where I lived most of my life. To me, it's just a regular city. I'm not quite sure what you want to know about it.
What symbol city has as crust?
It's got like an arrow as the symbol.
Yeah, I think our good old dungeon master posted it. Yeah.
Decided to use the old school variant, so you would know this inherently since you've lived in Varrock all your life.
How would you describe that?
Good question. A couple of tadpoles interlinked at the tails on a orangey gold background.
I thought it looks like demon horns.
Right? So did I this whole time.
Yeah, that'd be a weird symbol for Varrock, though. It's a mostly
goat?
Dominus city.
A goat horn? I don't know.
Do
For
they
those of
even
you who
have
don't know, we're just discussing. We're discussing this. Let me let me save the image and quickly show it so you guys can understand what we're discussing on what the hell would be describing this.
I mean, you may as well just say horns then. A pair of interlocking horns on an orange background.
That sounds better, yeah.
The symbol's a pair of interlocking horns on an orange background. Do you know where that is?
She takes a moment to think. She goes, "Yes, I know where that is," she says, pointing. She looks up at the sky first. I guess the better question to the DM is, looking up, would she know where southeast is?
Well, okay, it's still daytime, so you can't really use the stars.
No, like
But-
yeah, like looking at the
oh.
day, looking at the position of the sun. If it's daytime, looking at the where the sun is, where it's probably moving towards. That's what I mean.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you could tell which direction southeast is.
She points and she goes, "That way."
Back towards Valador way. I see.
Anyway, yeah, just to show the good old people at home real quick, this is what we were trying to figure out. How do you describe this? We already did, but this is what we were suffering with for a moment.
Oh, maybe it's. Was gonna say a horseshoe, but horses don't exist. So maybe a cow shoe, a cow print, a cow hoof print.
Geez, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. But
Alright.
anyway, going on. Yeah, so Hard Rock points towards that direction that she knows where Varrock is.
It's gonna be quite a journey. We probably want to make our way out as soon as possible.
She knows that. She turns around real quick and she looks at the generals and goes, in Goblin, she goes, "We demand some supplies, potions maybe. Do you have any?"
We steal some from druids. They just left it out there right nearby. Hold on. And then the goblins, the generals go inside and they give each of you 2 standard healing potions.
Right? She looks towards you guys and goes, "I asked them for potion. They give us potion." I saw that you said 2, right?
Yep, 2 standard potions of healing.
And after that, I guess I'm ready to go. I don't think I have anything else to say or do.
The rest of you ready to set off?
Yep.
Yes.
I might want to examine the symbol I have on me to see if it's like magical or something.
Okay, roll religion or arcana then. That's a natural 1, so you can't tell anything. As far as you can tell, it's just a piece of metal shaped in a weird way that you probably have no idea what it really means. Like, what even is the symbol of Bandos at this point? Just like some lines put together.
It's just a weirdly shaped symbol. It's not like you can have a Bandosian somewhere.
Why even have people created symbols? I wonder.
Know what unit you're part of. I point to the castle on my chest. That way we don't kill each other in combat.
Oh, you must be then you must be pretty good with symbols. Look at this. Fucking I don't know.
Okay, I'll examine it. Did you say
Alright, same
history or
deal. Religion or Arcana again?
Arcana?
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Alright, you vaguely get the sense there is some kind of power to it, but you can't really tell what it is. It could just be because it's a symbol holy to the Bandosians.
To the Bandos, but other than that, I can't tell too much of it.
Through that gargled mess, I think he said that he can basically repeating what I told him.
Yes.
Alright, so let's start making our way to Varrock then. So
Making
you
our way-
set up. Making our way downtown, walking fast, faces fast when we're homebound. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So anyway, you start making your way back past the Taverley Gate, past the blacksmith shack, and you're eventually. It's late afternoon. You're back at the crossroads you saw earlier, and you see the sign from before, and you notice that if you keep going east, you'll eventually reach Varrock. And so you have two options to go that way. You can go up the mountain path, or you can continue going through a nearby forest. Which way would you like you guys? Which way would you guys like to go?
I say we. Sorry, I gotta remember voice acting for a minute. It's just being an orc is not that easy, especially when it comes to female orc. I say we go through forest.
Does the path go through the forest or like the hills? The main path.
So the main pathway goes through the mountains, and then you can go through the forest as well.
I say we just stick to the road. Ain't no time to get lost.
She doesn't argue with that. She just grunts.
Rank Clyde. Input.
I'm fine with the road.
I reckon if we go through forest, it's gonna be better than going up some mountains.
All right, so now it's a tie, and sadly Luke is not here to be the tiebreaker. So, would you guys like me to flip a coin?
Yeah, sure. Since I suggested the forest,
So pick one or two.
just one to fine. I'll pick. That's what I'm saying. Since I suggested the forest, I'll pick two.
It's a one. So you guys are going up the mountain.
All right then.
Okay, so based on this tiebreaker, y'all flip a coin. You pick the path to go up the mountain, and so you start making your way up there. As you start passing by, you see up on the hilltop is a dwarven mining facility. You see like there's a cannon sitting there right at the edge of it, and there's a dwarf working on it as you pass by. And you see dwarves going to and fro atop that. Unlike in RuneScape 3, there is no pathway to go directly up there from where you are. So you just keep going forward. Eventually, when it's nighttime, you are in a more forested area of the mountains. And you kind of see past the trees something glowing. Do you guys want to make camp here, go a little further, or investigate the glow?
Sorry, what was the option? Headphone cut off.
Sorry. Make camp here, go a bit further, or check out the mysterious glow in the woods.
Habrock, being who she is. Ooh, shiny. So
You guys start seeing Hobrock head towards the glow. Do you guys want to follow her or try to call her back?
Oh, the goblin's on it again.
Let's go after her, I guess.
Yeah, probably not best to let her wander off.
You might as well.
As you follow Hobrock towards the glow, you eventually make it through a small clearing in the woods, and you see this. Hold on, I'll get you a picture in a second. You see this glowing stone altar. It's got a crack along the middle of it, and it occasionally pulses energy. Hold on a second, I'm trying to get a picture of it. And as it pulses further, you're not entirely sure what it is. If you'd like to roll for it, roll either Arcana or History.
I guess. Which altar is that? And like out of character, real quick, send me the message if you don't want to spoil it, so I can put it on the.
Well, considering that we have an 18 and a 19 from two of the three players, feel free and just Clyde and Frank, you guys know this is the body rune crafting altar. You also know that you would need a specific talisman to access it. So right now it's just the magical glowing ruins in the middle of nowhere. It does provide some nice mood lighting.
Feel I think, guys.
Camp out here next to this rock. It'll keep a Hobrock distracted for a while.
I have no qualms against that.
All right, so you guys start setting up camp for the day. As night fully approaches, you are cloaked in mostly darkness, save for the glow of the rune crafting altar, which will probably help you guys make campfires, get set up, and whatnot. So now you're just sitting around the campfire. You might want to sing your campfire song, your CAMPFIR SONG song.
I hate you.
But if not, you can just chill out, maybe cook something on the fire, just relax and enjoy yourselves. It's a quiet, peaceful night.
I guess the only thing I would like to say that has Holbrook has the campfires. Oops, I hit the microphone. Sorry. As she's set up on the campfire, she's basically, you could all see her just puts her stuff down next to her. Eventually, go through one one of her pouch where wow, she had some raw meat where she cooks it, and then she starts eating on it all, aggressively, just like the table side manner does not exist for her.
Very charming. I would be sitting back, taking another sip of my alcohol, making this one last. I think I heard that there's some barbarians in between Falador and Valhalla. I wonder if they got good alcohol.
She looks up and she goes, "What is alcohol?"
You don't know what alcohol is? Oh, that's a sad day. I pull out a one of my other Asgardian ales. Here, you should try a sip.
She looks at it and she goes to reach over to it and grabs it. Question: is it like a clear container, or is it like just like a normal container that you can't see through it?
You probably can't see through it. I don't.
No, it's fine. Just asking because I had a statement prepared for that. She looks at it and she, I guess, is it open or does she like does she have to like pop it open? Sergeant, did you respond or did I lose?
Yeah, sorry. You have to pop it open.
She looks at it and she pops it open. She takes a sniff before she just makes a face. Smells like piss. You drink piss.
No, it's fermented hops.
She looks at you for a moment and she considers your words and she starts gulping it down before stopping, making a face, feeling the sensation burn most likely, and she just being the first time she ever drank, DM, I'm gonna assume I'm gonna need to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Not really. I mean, you just took a sip, right?
She gulped it down. She gulped.
Oh,
she
then
went
yeah,
full.
Yeah, then roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
An 18. That's a total of 23.
All right, so you managed to stomach it long enough to finish drinking, or like at least swallow it. The taste burns, but after a little bit, after you know, like smack your lips, try to actually taste it a little bit, you realize it has a nice, pleasant sensation. It makes you feel a little relaxed.
Taste odd at first. Aftertaste good, but after that it just makes me. It feels warm. This is alcohol.
Yeah. You'll probably get drunk. You're probably feeling getting drunk. I mean, that's what I call.
Well, as you say that, she continues to gulp down the rest of it, drinking all of your alcohol. Or all of your ale.
Goes a bottle.
She makes a face again before she goes and makes a quick burp after gulping it all down. And then just tosses the empty flask back at you.
How'd you like it?
It good. Maybe a little better. Taste weird at first, but taste weird first, burn then. But taste good. I drink more if had more.
Same here. Anyone got any good tales of their past there? Campfire.
Not really.
Harbrock just continues to eat her food. Just looking around through the darkness of the night. Just on her own, she's just ensuring that there's nothing out there in the darkness that could probably try to like raid them for their food, like raccoons or wolves or bears.
I don't have many stories, but I do have a couple references if you would like more information about my professional ethics, work ethic.
It's better than nothing.
Well, when I mean references, I mean previous customers. I could give you their address in Varrock, but I don't have their exact statement on hand.
Not much of a story. But at least we know you know a few people when we get to Varrock.
Well, I know a few former clients, not necessarily people who I would be certain would know a lot about Zamorakian text or artifacts, but I think just investigating the, temple there is a good idea.
Yeah. Do you know how to get to the temple once we in town?
Yeah, I should.
I think if I remember it's in the slums.
Something like that.
She looks over and she goes, I never been inside city. How big is it?
To me, it's just, I don't know, city size. I'm sort of used to it at this point. I think you'll probably enjoy it, though. I don't really know how interested you would be in a human city in comparison to what you're used to.
Last time I be near human city, they mistake me for hobgoblin. Actually, wait, no. This is old school RuneScape version of the hobgoblins are brown. Damn it. So let me retract that statement and say they mistake me for big goblin like you. They sent rookie adventurer. She goes and she shows her helmet. She goes to her pouch and she pulls out a broken bronze helmet and shows it. She goes, trophy from human. He survived, but I break his helmet.
Yeah, that. Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Yeah, that might be a problem, man. Is the town gonna be all right bringing in an orc?
Not 100% sure. I mean, as long as we just try to keep to ourselves, I think we'll be all right.
Problems for a later date.
She looks over, Harbrock looks over to Sergeant Murphy and Frank and goes, you two, your eye, what happened to eye?
Yeah, tell her, Frank. Tell her how you lost your eye.
Ah, you fucker. You see, what's your name, Hobreak or something like that? You see, I used to be on this ship, called the Terror. So the captain used to wear an eye patch, and I thought it was really cool, so I started wearing one too. My eye's fine. I lift the eye patch and show a normal functional eye. I just wear it because I think it looks nice.
She just looks at you. Just not dumbfounded, but just stares at you, eyes squinting for a moment before going, What about you? Same story?
to show a hole in my eye hole. No, not same story. I really lost my eye down in them rat pits.
She looks and she goes, you can see that she gives you a nod of acknowledgement. She goes, me respect you for truthful story. She goes and she starts pointing at her scars, which I forgot to mention, I think. But she has scars around her body. Not a lot, but it just, you could see them. She points, she goes, this was from Bear. First time I traveled through this world, Bear attack. I made Bear run away, and I keep tooth of Bear. She points at somewhere in her abs, and she goes, this caused by human. First time encounter human. I kill him. I have his skull in pouch. She says that she goes to grab the skull and she shows it to you. And then she continues to point at other scars, mentioning how she got this in a combat training, how she got another one fighting another orc, how she got another one fighting a general. Like, basically, each scar had different stories.
Pretty good to know. Foolish man attacks orc first time he sees it and dies.
Sorry, could you repeat that? Hearing aid problem.
Sorry, the man was foolish to attack a giant orc like yourself. Got himself killed.
She responds. She looks at you, nodding, and goes, "You either test strength with me and prove you are strong, or you die. That is way of Bandos, Big High War God."
Yeah, I see. That's probably why many Bandosians aren't allowed in cities. I imagine that's their constant attacks is the reason that many humans don't like them.
I do not know. My my tribe were in woods. Maybe same world, maybe not. Goblins do not fight. They raid small places for resources. But they do not attack. They too busy fighting each other.
I knew a few of them goblins back in arms. They made okay strategists at times.
She responds with, "No, goblin follows strict religion rule, different from orc. Thinker die. Goblins no have thinkers."
Few I met in arms. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it thinking, but he did try his best.
Sorry, repeat the last part. I didn't quite catch that.
He did try his best. I wouldn't classify it as thinking too much.
She shrugs and goes, "Goblin practice, not mine. Goblins have weird way of what's the word she would use? Doing Bandos teaching. Bandos teaching is weak ruled by strong. Strong fight, no think. Thinkers are weak. Thinkers are the one strategize. But goblins have it that thinkers die in goblin religion."
It's something, ain't it?
And with that, she's finishing up on her food, probably not doing anything else. If no other conversation, she gets up and goes, I keep first watch. I wake one of you later.
And so, unless anyone wants to do anything else before, we can probably just pause right here and then come back in like half an hour so everyone can get something to eat and drink. Back in half an hour. Go get something to drink, use the bathroom. Take care. We'll see you in then. Welcome back, everyone. I trust you all had a relaxing time. Picking up where we left off, the night passes uneventfully, and you all get a long rest. So, feel free to do that. I'm sure many of you really need it. Um, but yeah, when the morning comes, it's a bit foggy out. Nothing too crazy. You feel like it might start raining in a bit, but for right now, it's just a cloudy sky. Little bit bright because of the morning time, and you otherwise had a peaceful rest.
Frank will get up, take his hat, put on his hat, and say, I am ready.
Clyde would just stretch a little bit, get up, and get ready for the day.
Sergeant would wake up, roll over, take a swig of alcohol, like use it like mouthwash and spit it out and go, morning all.
She sees you do that, Sergeant. Harbrock sees you do that, just confused. She goes, "Why you do that? Put alcohol in mouth and spit out."
It's a routine I picked up in arms. It's just tradition.
She just nods and goes, If everyone ready, we go to Varrock now.
I am ready.
Hit the road.
I'm ready also.
All right, as you guys continue your journey, you start continuing to go east, and pretty soon, like right as the sun is starting to rise a bit more, you arrive at the entrance to this a wooden fenced area with several humans walking around, mostly dressed in furs and wielding battle axes. You've arrived at the barbarian village. Clyde, you probably know this since you likely passed through it as you were leaving Varrock. The barbarians are minding their own business, but as you guys are starting to walk through, they eye you suspiciously, watching you for whatever you're about to do.
She eyes them back. Harbrock just goes and, from the distance, sizes them up. She basically puts herself in a posture where she just shows she's not someone that they should mess with if they're getting any ideas.
The barbarians still keep staring at you. You're not sure if your intimidation tactic worked or not.
Sure. Intimidation?
No, I'm just saying your intimidation tip doesn't seem to have, you can't tell if it worked or not.
Ah,
They're
okay.
just still staring at you.
And so I just stare them back.
Anyway, as you're making your way through to the other side, you eventually see the bridge that continues on, but you see that there is one barbarian guarding the pathway, standing in the way and looking to be keeping people from moving forward. How would you like to approach it?
I would like to walk up to him and say that we would just like passage through and that we didn't want any trouble.
No trouble? 20 gold apiece, then. That's the toll.
Fair enough. I would pay him my 20.
Can I sneak back into the village and see if I can find a mess hall?
Yes, you can, and as you do, you find one with raucous cheers and applause as people are drinking, eating meat, just having a good old time. Meanwhile, Clyde, as you hand the gold over, the barbarian motions for you to walk through before resuming his position after you had passed him.
Harbrock walks over and he just looks at the barbarian and goes to just reach to her gold. And even though he said 20, she just grabs a handful and just hands it to him, which would probably be about. Let's see. You know what? I'm feeling a little bit funny. I'm gonna roll a D100 and see how much of a handful of gold I give him. So where is? So I lose about 46 gold coins.
You hand the barbarian the gold. He takes 20 out and then hands you back 26. Your change.
She looks confused and just accepts it, not knowing what he means by that, and then just walk past him, just shrugging it off.
Anyway, after Hobrock passes, it's down to Frank to pay his toll, if he wants to. Meanwhile, Sergeant, as you enter the mess hall itself, you're immediately given several beers.
I would immediately start drinking those, making my way towards the counter. And,
There is no counter.
there's no counter. I would
There's
just
no
go.
counter. There's just a table. You just sit there and they just keep bringing you beer.
I'd be like, now who here do I gotta see to buy myself some beer to take out the place?
The barbarian
just
at the head of
yell.
barbarian at the head of the table just stomps his foot and motions for you to approach him.
I approach him.
So you want some beer to take on your trip, then? That'll be
Yeah,
200 gold for a keg.
Oh, that's an easy sale. I'd give him 200 gold.
Very nice. I like a man who knows the price of a good beer. Bring him
Been
a
excited
keg of.
about this.
Bring him a keg of. What'll suit this gentleman just fine? A keg of dwarven stout. A man like you can handle something pretty strong, I take it.
Oh yeah.
And so one of the barbarians brings you over this keg. It's all yours, friend.
Thank you very much. I'd do a little thing where I hook a little rope to it so I could carry it on my shoulder, and then I'd start making my way back to the others.
All right, now we're back to the bridge. Frank, did you want to pay the toll, or did you want to try sneaking past him somehow?
I'm just gonna walk up to him, hand him 20 gold, and say, "There you go, kind stranger, may I pass now?"
You may. And then he lets you through. As you guys are waiting on the other side of the bridge for the sergeant, he arrives just in time. Seeing the cake on his back, the barbarian nods and just lets him through.
Get my nod and go, good day, sir.
Good day to you as well. Anyway, you guys are on the other side now. Cheers. And so you're able to continue your journey unaccosted. As you continue east, you eventually see a small house where you see a woman just frantically trying to keep her kids from running around the house too much. You also see this large mansion as well as you eventually reach the western gate of Varrock. You see a bank and a pathway leading to the north to the Grand Exchange. You're officially in the city now.
Harbrock looks around, not amazed, but just interested in how big a human city is. As considering the only settlement she's been in is the Goblin Village, so she's just looking around, looking at the buildings and I guess the streets or people walking by.
So wait, what was that last part?
Oh no, she was just looking at the people walking by.
Yep, you see everyday people, but they kind of gawk at you for a second before hurrying along their way, since you don't really see too many orcs around here. Now, in terms of size, Varrock is definitely one of the larger cities in Gielinor, and you can see it. You see houses upon houses that stretch out into the distance. It's a very large city, and to the northeast, you see Varrock Castle. For those who were in the party at the start, you briefly get a flashback to your bizarre dream at the start of your adventure of Varrock in flames and the mysterious figure sitting on the castle. Do you guys want to continue into the city to find the Zamorakian temple?
Yes, I guess.
Yes,
Clyde, lead the way.
I would do just that.
Harbrock would follow the group since one of them knows better where to go.
All right. So as you take the main streets, you continue to the east to eventually see this more run-down section of the city, which is countered by the more well-off part of the city being like right next to it. So as soon as you reach the bank, you then take a right, and you start making your way through the slums. As you eventually reach the Temple of Zamorak, you also see that nearby is a shop that sells runes. But the Zamorak Temple's right ahead, and to your left is the rune shop. You see a mugger who was looking about to try and ambush you guys, but then he notices Hobrock and then just backs away slowly.
I have a gif for that. Hold up.
I'm gonna make a quick stop at the rune store real quick.
All right. As going to the rune store, you see an older gentleman with a monocle counting runes out while brandishing his fancy cape. He turns around and sees you and goes, "Welcome, welcome. How can I help you, sir?"
I was hoping that a magician or a well-educated man like yourself was able to read Infernal.
Oof, oof, oof. I'm afraid Infernal is not quite in my repertoire, you see. It is expressly forbidden for someone of my stature to do so.
That's unfortunate. That won't change even for, say, 100 gold.
It's not a matter of price, my friend. As a Ceredominist, it is untoward of me to partake in such knowledge.
Real quick, seeing Sergeant walking in, she first looks outside trying to make up the symbol of the shop before she enters as well. Firstly, having to duck down a little bit to avoid hitting her head on the door frame, and then walking upright, looking at Murphy and the ruin shop seller.
Aubrey gawks a little as the orc steps in and is like, is she with you?
You don't just get orc customers around here.
Generally speaking, orcs don't usually use magic.
Yeah, I heard they're all on the moon anyways. Well, thank you for your time. I'd turn around and start walking out.
One of our followers says that 100 gold pieces should have changed a lot.
You would think, but you know, Aubrey is a man of principle. And also, if he got found out, he'd probably go to wizard jail.
Wizard trial.
Back to the group over towards the temple.
What is this shop? Sells what? Ruins. Harbrock is asking the shopkeeper.
Runes are how we use magic. You take some runes in your hands, you channel the spell, and then you cast it.
Me prefers axe. She gestures over to it. Quick, simple, easy. Ruins, goblins would consider coward using this. How strong would you be in magic?
Well, I'd say I'm a old hand at it. Quite a few years of experience. Why do you ask?
How would she say this? Curious. Me want to learn about magic only through word. What best way to avoid mind control?
I'm afraid that there aren't too many spells for that. One moment. The best way to fortify one's mind would be to train it, make it stronger. Usually involves reading books, practicing deep meditation and prayer, things of that nature.
She grunts after hearing about training the mind. She's a little bit confused when you mentioned the word read, and she just nods and goes, "Me considered that. Me go with friends now." She says, like slightly ducking down again to just walk out of the shop and follow Sergeant.
Alright, so you guys are still outside the temple. Do you guys want to go inside? Or is there something you want to do before entering?
We just need to be careful, is all. These Zamorakians can be quite tricky.
Shahabrak goes, "Then behind me, I take care of this." She goes and not forcefully, but with enough strength, she sort of just opens the door all the way. Like if anybody is behind it or anything, she just completely plans to shoving them back with the door being swung open.
As Murphy watches that, he'd be like, oh, I didn't mean for you to lead the... Oh, boy. And I would just follow her.
As you open the door and slam it open, no one's behind it, thankfully. But at the altar is a hooded figure with a bushy white beard, and at his side is a staff with the symbol of Zamorak on it. He turns around and goes like, "What the devil? Who are you people? What are you doing here?"
Habrak just walks in, looking around. Axe, still on her shoulder, but ready to swing if needed. She basically wants to let somebody else with a fluent common to speak.
He would walk up to the monk or priest or whatever. Howdy there. We came here seeking information, and we were hoping you could provide.
Depends. What information are you after exactly?
Before I ask the one that might upset you, I'm gonna ask, can you read Infernal?
Of course I can bloody read Infernal.
I would fish around in my bag and pull out the note that I copied from the door and show it to him. Well, can you read this? Infernal I got copied here from another Zamarakian temple.
Of course I can read it. As he looks it over, starts looking it over a little bit closer, he brings it up a little closer, so in disbelief. He looks at you and he says, where the hells did you find this?
It was on a door in a Zamarakian temple out by the Goblin Village.
And why were you there?
Same reason we here, actually. We looking for the Codex.
As you say the codex, his eyes kind of just bulge out of his eyes and is like, why are you after the Codex Maledictum?
Well, you see, long story short, there's a different group of people collecting artifacts, one from every god, and they are looking for this codex. And we believe if they get it first, they're gonna use it for notorious purposes.
And I should trust you why?
That's a good point. I turn to the others, looking for an answer for that.
Harbrock's just looking through the room, and you can see her just kicking a skeleton that I would assume is still there from the end game. There's a skeleton there that is chained up. If it's still there, she would kick it. If not, she would just look at that area.
We promise we're not lying.
Words are cheap, and unfortunately, the information you ask for is expensive.
How expensive?
Not something you can pay with money.
What would you require? Would you want us to do like work of some sort?
That is a good question. Yes, I suppose that would. I have a message of sorts that I need delivered. If you can do that for me and come back alive, then perhaps I'll help you.
It sounds reasonable enough. Surely this shouldn't be too difficult. What do you need done exactly?
I have this message for some associates of mine. He pulls out a little envelope. They live to the north, in a special set of tunnels. If you can deliver this to them, and then come back to me with what they give you, I'll consider helping you.
Consider it done then.
Very well. He then hands you the letter, Clyde.
I would take it and store it away, and then I would just try to ask for like specifically where it needs to go, unless that's already written on the letter.
If you exit out to the east gate and head north, you'll see a statue of Sarah Doman. They live in a tunnel that's there.
Harbrock walks up real quick and, sorry, Clyde, before you say anything, she goes, it's not trap, is it?
No, not a trap.
Then we go.
I agree. Let's go head out so we can get this done, and hopefully these people will, hold up their end of the bargain.
Iraqians living under a Ceridoman statue. That's kind of ironic.
It is.
I think it was not that before it was built.
Ironic.
Anyway, so as you guys are heading north, it doesn't take you too long to reach the statue. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and you see the statue as he describes, and there is a tunnel there. Do you wish to enter it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Habrak looks in. She shouts first, "Hello!" just to hear if there's any echo.
There is an echo.
And she giggles for a moment, finding it hilarious, and then walks in.
It doesn't take you too long to eventually reach a set of carved out tunnels, and waiting for you on the other end is a man in these black wizard looking robes and in a black hood. They're covered in like red symbols and whatnot. And he looks at you guys expecting and going, "Can I help you?"
I assume you are an associate of people at the temple in Varrock. I assume you're also awaiting a letter. I have that letter on me. I was told to deliver it to you.
Yes. Hand it over, please. He holds out his hand.
I would hand it over to
Thank you. He opens the letter up, starts reading it, and then he goes, he's asking for quite a bit this time. One moment. After a few moments, he returns with a small sack. Give him this. Don't open it because he'll know if you did.
Understandable. I won't open it or anything. I don't really have anything to gain by looking into it. Is this all I have to deliver to him?
Yes. Oh, one other thing. Let him know that next delivery will take a little longer.
Can do.
All right, then the road figure proceeds to walk further down the tunnel and disappear into the distance. So it looks like you guys are just about done. You ready to head back?
Yeah,
I would.
That depends. Is there anything that would catch Habrak's attention?
Nope, just caves, and like the nearby cave has a dude in very similar robes to the first guy, just minding his own business.
And then I'm ready to head out to them.
All right. So as you guys exit the tunnel and start making your way back to Varrock, you approach the gate and are immediately stopped by one of the guards. He says, "Stop right there. We have to search you."
Okay.
Habrak looks confused for a moment and goes, "What is search?" Anybody can answer her question?
I was going to. It looks like Murphy was going to say something, but I can't tell.
Oh, sorry, my mic's doing that. I'll say something. It means they're gonna go through your possessions, see if there's anything they want.
She looks over and she goes, "No!" And she holds on to her bags. "Mine!"
As Hobrock gets a bit more defensive, several more guards start appearing from the nearby house. That wasn't a request.
What y'all looking for, anyways?
We got a tip that somebody was delivering contraband items into the city. Anyone coming and going through this gate?
And what counts as contraband?
But it was simply chaos runes.
Clyde, upon hearing this, would try his best to hide the package that he got, assuming that this is the contraband he's speaking about.
All right, so I'm gonna need you to roll sleight of hand.
Oh, and just to clarify one thing is Harbrock, from what the description that Murphy gave her, Harbrock assumes that they're just gonna take her stuff.
I see. Anyway, Clyde, you managed to keep the sack hidden, or at the very least inconspicuous. They don't seem to pay it much mind. As they continue to search everyone else, the guards are looking at Hobrock with their weapons raised, and they go, "Let us look into your items, Orc. Once we see that there's nothing in them that we are worried about, you can keep your things."
You know, take item, only look.
So long as the items aren't the contraband we're looking for, then yes, we won't take anything.
Oh. Next time say so, dumb human. She says as she goes and she grabs several of the pouch, at least two of her pouches that I believe is the one that she has the items, especially potion. She goes and she opens them and just pours them down, and aside from the two potions, the other bag had a human skull, a broken bronze helmet, a bear tooth, and an orc tooth.
Alright, pick up your items. Next time work on your common, if you don't know what search means.
She goes
All
and
right.
she picks up her items.
Alright, you're all clear to go. You may enter the city.
She walks in and she goes, I thought you say they going to take item. Human, she says, looking at you, Murphy.
I say a lot of things. Good work, Clyde. I'd say when we're far enough away from them. I assume that them Zammies are the ones that had us bring in those runes.
Yeah, can't say I'm a huge fan of them not letting us know it's contraband, though I guess they probably thought we wouldn't do it if we knew beforehand.
Pretty likely.
Alright, so as you guys finish making it through the checkpoint, you eventually return to the Chaos Temple, where the mage turns and looks at you and he goes, "Well, well, you passed the test. I was half expecting you to get caught, but evidently, you're more bloody well-minded than I thought. Alright, I'll tell you what you want to know.
What I like to hear. Could I give him those chaos runes?
Clyde would hand it over while saying, I didn't expect it to be contraband, and while I'm a little upset that I didn't know it beforehand, it didn't really matter much in the end.
Yes, I apologize for not keeping you in the loop, but it was a part of the test. I needed to see that you people were discreet in your efforts, and evidently, you are. Thankfully, it means that I won't be having to put you through this again. Normally, Chaos Runes aren't contraband, but the Wizard's Tower has been cracking down on it for some time. I don't know why. Everyone uses Chaos Runes. It's not like they're exactly evil or something. Anyway, what you brought me was a translation for a special door that some temples of Zamorak have. It's a gateway to summon demons. It's something to use in emergency if, like, say the temple were attacked. As for the Codex Maledictus, unfortunately, I don't exactly know where it is. I can tell you this, though. It's not in any temple.
You seem to think it was.
Evidently, they are misinformed. The codex was stolen millennia ago by Sir Dominists who wished to use it to banish
Real
old
quick,
demons.
be right back. I'm sorry, just needed to let you know real quick. I'm getting a knock on my door.
Okay. Anyway, where was I? Yes. It was taken by Sir Dominists back during the Third Age. In essence, they felt it was unsafe in our hands, even if there was a bunch of annulled contracts. And more, they wanted to try and use it to banish all the demons summoned during the God Wars. It didn't work.
Now,
I'm guessing he's talking to someone on the other line.
I was talking to you. Do you have any idea where it is?
Ah, okay,
Now.
sorry. I wasn't able to hear you over the static. Anyway, as for where it could be, all I know is that it was taken to the city of Kamitzal. Where that city is beyond my knowledge, though. All I know is that it was once the home of the Incomdo dwarves before they were exterminated.
I ain't familiar with that type of dwarf.
I doubt anyone in the modern day is. They're incredibly dead, if anything. They are a pale-skinned Ceridominus dwarf, if you can believe it. They were magical artisans back in their day, but sometime in the Fourth Age, a group of Fremennik came through and destroyed all the runecrafting altars and more or less plundered the city of Kamadzal, destroying most of it and killing many of its inhabitants.
That's unfortunate for them.
Yes, it is. A great loss to the magical arts, even if it was Ceridominus. Now, is there anything else I can answer for you while you're here?
I can't imagine that you know where the city is. We probably need to find a dwarf or maybe a Fremennik, a historian, something like that.
Yes, well, yes. The main person I would think that would know might be someone at the Varrock Library, if anyone.
It's a place to start. Anyone else have anything to ask the nice man?
I have nothing.
I'm back. What did I miss? I'm sorry.
Basically, we
anything?
have to go to Kamitzal.
Oh,
If no one has anything else to say, I say we head over to the library.
Very well. So yeah, you guys start heading towards the library. As you do, the sun is starting to set as another day is starting to come to an end. As you make it to the library, you see a gentleman with a beard and a ponytail looking through the books. And he turns to you and says, "Welcome to the Varrock Library. How may I help you?"
We look for the city of the Pale Dwarfs.
Oh, you're looking for Kamitzal. Well, there's a number of people who've been trying to find that city for years. Unfortunately, all we know is that it was somewhere in the Asgarnia region, to the north.
That's where we just was.
How interesting.
Could you narrow it down a tiny bit?
Mm, well, likely with the dwarves, it's possible that there might have been some kind of entrance in the mountain itself. Ice Mountain.
Ice Mountain. And I suppose we just had to search all over the freezing mountain till we find it.
Potentially.
There's dwarves out that way, ain't there? Up on the hill.
Yes.
They may know something.
Entirely possible.
Towards the others for input.
As you turn
Sounds
to
like a
look,
good enough play.
Go ahead, Clegg.
All I said was, sounds like a good enough plan.
For Harbrock, as you turn to look at her as well, all you can see is her looking through the aisles of books where she's just trying to read the words, but you can see that she has no idea what the words are or what the book even is. She, just to be funny, she does end up opening a book where her eyes widen and she goes, oh, this one has naked pictures.
Really? That's a new one. Let me take a look.
She
No.
shows you, go, see?
Interesting. This is an anatomy book. Alright, that makes more sense now. This is just meant to show you the various different body parts.
Oh, so that's
Yeah.
why she goes and she points at the leg. That's why they bleed a lot there, because they have more blood.
Exactly.
And I'm
Question: Why are some parts some pages stuck to each other? Who recently took this book?
Let me take a look at my logs, and he starts skimming through his things. Looks like the last person that used it was a Kira, a Mr. Kira. He lives in like the wealthier side of the city. You notice that the stuck together pages are mostly related to hands.
Is there some kind of last name to him?
Kira is a last name. His first name is Yoshikage.
You
I think
son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed. I love my little references. Anyway. Yeah, so I think his family is originally from the Bushenko Isles.
Interesting.
She looks and she goes, do you have book that helps me learn to read better? Me trying to make mind stronger.
Well, I do have this. He then proceeds to hand you a children's storybook about learning the alphabet. It's very popular.
I want to take both.
Both the anatomy book and this book?
Yes, I want to read and learn more about human body parts.
Well, alrighty then. First of all, here, he then hands you something. If you ever find any stuck pages, feel free to use this to clean it up. This is a special cloth I created to help clean book pages without destroying them. Just lightly rub it onto the page, and it should help get rid of the stickiness. Secondly, can I get a name to know who's checked out this book?
Harbrock.
All right, that's spelled Hobrak. right? I'll take that as a you don't know.
You know,
All right.
I have a question actually. Do you got any books that cover the topic known as ninja?
Let me take a look and see what I have. And he disappears behind some of the book stack. And after a few minutes, he eventually returns and hands you something. I do have this. It's a very popular form of entertainment back in the Washanko Isles. Some of it got recently dropped off in a shipment from there. And he hands you a book that's got a picture of a young blonde individual with spiky hair and weird marks on his face that look kind of like whiskers. As far as I can tell.
A ninja?
Yes, I believe it is. I think the orange jumpsuit is meant to, draw attention to them so they can quite easily scoop through things by tracking.
I see. I'll read this then. I'd like to take it with me.
Can I get a name for that one?
Name is Murphy.
Murphy. All right. And a first name or last name?
That is correct.
So your name is Murphy.
What the purposes of this book is.
Alrighty then. Well, you both are all set to take those books out. Anything else I can help you folks with?
Harbrock shakes her head and just looks at the books and puts them in her pouch and goes, "Me got everything I need."
I'm
Very
good
nice.
as well. Frank,
Wonderful.
glad you want any books?
You know what? Do you got anything out to how to get rid of evil spirits?
Yeah, I do have a popular exorcism book on the subject. Any particular kind of evil spirit, like a ghost, poltergeist, evil gods?
Well, it's more of a old coworker that's now haunting the seas, you know?
Oh, maritime ghosts. Let's see what I have for you. And then he turns to Clyde and says, "Anything for you, good sir?"
No. I don't need any books, really. I'm not that much of a reader.
Understandable. Hopefully one day that'll change, but for right now, let me just see if I can find that book on exorcisms. He once more disappears behind the book stacks, and just like before, he returns momentarily, handing Frank a rather old tome with a symbol of Saradomin on it. And he says, "This one is a very interesting tome. From what I understand, there was an old ship of Saradominist monks who were sailing to Entrana when they were attacked by spirits at a time. It should detail something related to how to deal with maritime ghosts."
Thank you, good sir.
And what name will I be able to put it down for?
Well, that's gonna be Frank.
Frank what?
Only Frank.
So okay, so I'll just call you Frank. All right.
No, I don't have a last name. I'm
I
just
see.
Frank.
I see. All right, I'll just put down Mr. Frank then. All right. Okay, you're all set now too. Anyway, have a nice day. You all have 2 months to return those books. So once those 2 months are up, well, let's hope you return them before then. Have a nice day.
Now I'm curious, what's gonna happen if we don't return them?
He turns around ominously to you, his face serious and dire looking, and says, "You don't want to find out."
All right.
Harbrock just looks confused after he said that.
We should probably make our way to the ice mountain or the dwarf settlement near the ice mountain, I suppose. Wait, did I get a book about this place? I can't
About
remember.
about Ice Mountain? No, you just got a book on ninjas.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll just ask the dwarves when we get there.
All right, you guys ready to set out?
I'm ready.
Yes.
All right. Well, as you guys are making your way out of Varrock Castle, heading towards the south, you once more go through the central plaza. Um, while you're there, you see a little tent nearby that says fortune teller.
She sees that and she goes, "What is that tent?" Sorry. What is that tent there?
And tell her they supposedly can see the future.
More magic. You humans rely on magic too much.
I don't think she actually uses magic. I think it's a scam.
So, gift from gods.
Maybe? No, scam means it's fake. She making it up.
Maybe we go ask and see about location we need to go.
I can't imagine it be much help, but I guess it can't hurt.
Maybe hint of where to go. No?
Maybe.
And she goes on ahead and she walks inside the tent. Probably hunched down a bit, if I remember how small the tent is.
Yeah, it's pretty small. As you step in, you see an older woman with her back towards you. And before you even say anything, she doesn't even turn around and says, "Welcome, Orc. I've been expecting you."
She looks back at the group. She goes, "She is good."
I'm sure she didn't hear that an orc entered town.
The old woman turns around and says, "And of course, the skeptical sergeant, knee-deep in his drinks once more. Yes, your arrival was something I foresaw." What'd you say, Murphy?
Said also can be deduced by my appearance. Classic.
Hmm. Now, how can I help you, my dear? I am Eris.
Friends and I, sorry, friends and I, going to mountain in ice to look for city of lost dwarves.
Ah, you seek the city of Kamensal, or what remains of it. Please, have a seat. She motions to a chair in front of a crystal ball.
She Hobrock basically just squats down on her seats and just sits there and probably like has her knees a little bit higher to her chest that she just holds on. Actually, no, wait. Again, this is RuneScape orcs. I gotta remember that. So she sits down with her hands pretty much on the table, since her arms are very long. So she just has her hands on the table. She's just hold them as support.
The Eris starts to move her arms around the crystal orb, in deep in concentration, looking into it, and says, "Yes, yes, I see it. I see the city of Kamensal. At the side of the mountain, you'll find the answer you seek, close to your goblin village. Not too long ago, somebody unearthed its secrets. There you will find your entrance to the city." But there's more. You're all on the path to destruction. For I see the flames of chaos. They are burning brightly and continue to glow. The path you walk is one that will betray you. Be careful. And there is another thing. Something for later. Be wary of the Count of Chaos. Trust him not, lest he damn you to hell.
Harbrock nods for a moment and goes, hmm. She turns to Sergeant and goes, see, see, information.
She just said, look on the side of the mountain. Weez was gonna look all over the mountain anyway. Side's just a part of it.
But she
No.
said close to Goblin Village. Hint.
Maybe. We'll have to see when we get there.
I wish you luck on your journey, and remember what my warning. There is a grave omen among you. You had best be careful on your journey.
She nods and she goes and she handful of coins, which I'm gonna roll another D100 to see how much coins I grab in my hand. $23. So basically just pulls out 23 gold coins and just dumps it on top of the table.
Thank you for the generous donation, my dear. Be well.
She nods as she gets up and then just sort of wobbles out, avoiding destroying her tent and everything. Now, now we know where to go. Let's go to that mountain of ice.
Let's make it our way back. You think that barbarian gonna charge you guys again?
Maybe we can go around.
Yeah, might want to save some coins. Is Ice Mountain the one by Edgeville, or am I thinking it's closer to the Goblin Village, right?
Yeah, it's the one that's between the Goblin Village and the Edgeville Monastery.
Yeah.
All right, as
Well,
you guys,
Yeah, we're ready to head out.
nice. All right, so as you guys start making your way out of the city, you see the sun is starting to properly set. You'll likely have to make camp again soon. But for right now, we'll end it there. As you guys are making your way out of Varrock and back towards Ice Mountain.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you guys for coming, and thank you everyone for watching. We'll pick this up again hopefully next week, and hopefully we'll have our full cast of characters then. Until we see you again,
Goodbye.
keep adventuring.
Keep adventuring.
Bye-bye.
And goodbye. Thank you for the session, Dungeon Master. And
Thank you.
I can't wait for more
Yeah, thank
freaking
you.
chaos.
Chaos.
All right. Well, goodbye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Also, Clyde, what?
I think he left, so you'll probably have to ask him in the chat.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, well, like, why did he decide to